You're not responsible. Lying awake at 2 a.m., rethinking every decision. That quiet shame of it may be a childhood echo. You lie awake at 2 a.m., rethinking every decision, haunted by a quiet shame that may be a childhood echo. You're not responsible, yet the weight of those early years still influences your life today. You carry the weight of unseen expectations. Childhood responsibilities feel normal. Reading a message 3 times, searching for warmth that isn't there, is a familiar ache. Dr. Dan Siegel's research shows that parental responses shape the prefrontal cortex. This brain region regulates emotions in adulthood. You may feel a void in intimate connections. That quiet shame of it may be a childhood echo. The mind that can't stop seeking validation is waiting for a childhood need to be met. You start to recognize the weight of adult responsibilities in childhood memories. This childhood burden may still be whispering in your relationships today. Missing the connection between people-pleasing mechanisms and unresolved emotions means the emotional burden persists. The rehearsal of a conversation already happened plays on loop at 2 a.m., as if the mind is stuck, reliving the emotional burden of a situation that never fully resolved. This can be a sign of unresolved parentification, where the child's needs were not met, and they learn to cope with emotions through people-pleasing mechanisms. For Dr. John Gottman's research on couples, it was not the presence of conflict, but the ratio of positive to negative interactions, roughly 5-to-1, that predicted whether a relationship survived. Similarly, when we're stuck in parentified patterns, it can be difficult to recognize and break free from the constant emotional labor. The pattern of people-pleasing can also stem from a deep-seated need for validation, which was not met in childhood. This can lead to an ongoing search for external approval, rather than learning to trust oneself and make decisions based on internal guidance. Parentification can also manifest as a struggle with setting boundaries, as the child learned to prioritize others' needs over their own. You stay in conversations long past the point you wanted to leave. Not because you're interested, actually, because something underneath that feels obligatory. Dr. Bessel van der Kolk's research shows traumatic experiences are stored as sensations, images. You feel the weight of other people's emotions. The mind that can't stop questioning its own instincts is searching for a sense of safety. It's a pattern that repeats. Constant self-doubt costs you confidence. You're waiting for a sense of clarity that never comes. The memories aren't the problem. It's the sensations they leave behind. You're still trying to prove yourself to someone who isn't even there. Your mind replays past traumas because it's waiting for a resolution that never came. Dr. Susan Nolan-Hoeksema's research on rumination reveals that replaying events mentally can deepen distress. The reason you feel stuck is because your brain is wired to find meaning, even in mundane things. You took on excessive caregiving responsibilities as a child, and now your mind focuses on problems without moving toward action. Your thoughts linger, and you feel the weight of unresolved issues. It's not broken, it's unresolved. You can break this pattern, and that's liberating. Your thoughts are a sign of your strength, not weakness, and understanding this is key to moving forward, taking control of your life, and finding resolution. Everyone gets it wrong when they say parentified children are too rigid or overly attached. Instead, what's often overlooked is that this attachment can also be a shield to protect against further harm. It's what happens when you're always apologizing before the conversation even starts, not just for your words, but for your very presence. Dr. Carol Dweck's research shows how praising children for being smart, rather than their effort, creates fragility. You become reluctant to attempt anything that might reveal you're not as capable. This pattern of self-protection can be a blessing in disguise. It's the only way to survive childhood without being seen or heard. But what if instead of apologizing, you were able to say, "I'm here," simply, firmly, and with permission? Perhaps it starts by acknowledging that your apology was never about making others feel better. It was about convincing yourself that you're worthy of love, no matter how imperfect. You've arrived at the intersection of past and present. Your childhood patterns are still influencing your relationships today. Recognize your own wounds to heal your own life. Subscribe next week, where we explore why emotional labor can be a form of covert parenting.